Hello, this, this is Louise Hicks, and I have a special guest here with you this morning. Welcome to the show, Aim to Purpose. And in a little bit, we're going to introduce our special guest. And also, let me give you the number in case you'd like to call in with questions or comments. That's 1-800-970-8716. And since this is our luncheon show, let me share a little bit with you about who I am. I am Louise Hicks. This show is entitled Aim to Purpose. And let me share with you what Aim to Purpose is all about. It's an acronym for aspiration, inspiration, motivation, edification, and determination to pursuing urgently realistic potential opportunities successfully envisioned. And during this show, we're going to share with you and talk to you and ask that you be inspired by what we have to say about sharpening each other's tools. And that's one of my favorite Proverbs, 27:17, where I believe that we are here to sharpen each other's tools. And the show will be focused on spirituality, work, life management, and, of course, healthy living, because we think those are everyday living attributes that we can all use to better ourselves, to live in joy, peace, and prosperity. And I'm an author of a best-selling book, my book, A Hill to Climb, which is a true life story and an account of something that helps me to put my life into perspective, which is subtitled A Teenager's Battle with Cancer, Depression, and Drug Addiction. And what inspired me to write this book is my son, who is now 32, and God has truly blessed us and helped me to come into a new perspective as a result of his being diagnosed with cancer at the age of 14. And he went on to battle drug addiction, first of all, depression, because as anyone can imagine, at the age of 14, it has to be a very difficult time in anyone's life to reconcile what is happening to you and how you can deal with something so traumatic, and as well as the family. And this is what really I believe is when God started using me to help me to understand that he was preparing me to what I'm doing right now to help others and inspire others, because I do believe that God has given me this assignment to help others to elevate themselves, because we all know when you help to elevate someone else, you're also elevating yourself. Now, I shared with you that I do have a special guest with me, and this guest is going to be my weekly co-host. And this is someone that I've known all of my life. It is my eldest son. His name is Kennon Wesley Mason. And Kennon is a wellness and health expert, as well as he has some other accolades that he will share with you as we begin our conversation. And by all means, again, we'd like for you to call us with your comments at 1-800-970-8716. Now, let me introduce Kennon so he can come in and you can hear his voice as well. Kennon Wesley Mason is my eldest son, and he and I have also embarked upon some thoughts to help others to elevate themselves, and we've been following God's process that he's given to us so that we can get aim to our purpose. And Ken has a vision, and part of those elements of aim to purpose is vision, hope, faith, knowledge, and action, because we know we can have so much knowledge, but unless you put that knowledge into action, it becomes meaningless. So, Ken, share with us your vision and tell us a little bit about you and what your vision is to help elevate others and move others by helping to sharpen their tools that we know God has given us the vision to do.
Well, first of all, I want to say hello to everyone listening. First off, I want to give a little background about myself. I've been a massage therapist for 12 years now and nationally certified for 8 of those years. I'm also certified in nutrition and wellness counseling, also personal fitness trainer, and I also have my board certification for holistic psychology practitioner. So I always use all of these particular attributes that I've acquired and have studied to pass information along to others so they can elevate themselves, which elevates myself to want to do more, to elevate more people. Each one teach one. And right now, one of the things that I do to sharpen my own axe, right now I'm reading a book by Wallace D. Wattles called The Purpose-Driven Life. And it's a really excellent book of just how to have a knowingness that you have everything that you've ever needed to prosper and to make yourself the biggest part of yourself. Reading today, to me, is almost like a lost art. Reading stimulates a different part of the brain that will open up a certain portal to get you to come around to other parts of yourself.
Okay, Ken, elaborate on that a little bit more, because we know the heart plays a major part too, and sometimes we hear people say, well, just follow the heart. Now, I'm of the believer that God has given us a brain as well as a heart, so I think that those two have to be combined in order for us to really help to elevate each other and sharpen each other's tools. So elaborate on some of that for us.
Well, the brain and the heart, they kind of go in tandem with each other. Our thinking patterns stimulate the way we feel and create our emotional patterns. So when talking about your purpose or what you're aimed for, the main thing is sharpening your tools means that you have to condition yourself to do something every day. It's just like when you condition your body, you're in the gym and you're doing repetitions, lifting heavy weights and whatnot to enhance your physical self. Stimulating the brain and coming in tune or becoming aware of how you feel will start to condition not only yourself to want to do better, but it also stimulates other people to want to do better with you.
And that is so true, because that's what I call that influencing, because I don't feel we can make anybody do anything. I think what we do is influence others by the example that we're setting, and that's how I feel we live with those fruit of the Spirit, which I think the primary one is love, which so many of us are lacking today. We have this outer appearance of love, but we know that action may not be present, and that's what we need. And I have a saying that I call it the DNA effect. And by DNA effect, I don't mean that biological DNA effect. I mean that spirituality of the DNA, which is that divine natural ability. And that is a lot of what I think you're saying, Ken, when you admire me for saying Ken, but he's my son, and sometimes I just say Ken. But we have that divine natural ability, and that's all with what I call that Iona, which is an intuitive, operative, natural abilities. And I think those are attributes that God has given us in order for us to sharpen each other's tools, because we know that each of us as an individual has different designs and mechanisms within us so that we can go forward and help each other. That's why we all are different. We're unique. because we have different gifts and talents. And that's why we are connected as well, because we use those gifts and talents to help each other to hone our skills and to live a better life, to live a more wholesome life. And a lot of times we struggle as a result of that because we don't help to sharpen each other's tools. So, again, feel free to call in 1-800-970-8716 with any comments that you may have or any questions that you may have, because we are all here, and I believe that this is something God has given me as well, that your power lies within you, and you need to let it loose, because sometimes we talk and we don't act upon what we talk about, and that can hinder us from reaching the fullness of what God has empowered us, like God has given us that internal trainer, as I said. So elaborate some more, Ken, on your thoughts.
Well, all of us are connected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It's a matter of how you want to project your life to be for your future. All of us have unique talents and attributes and certain things that we were born with. Self-awareness is key to finding what your purpose is in life. Once you have self-awareness that you have all the power, once you go within and you find that power within, you can take that power and direct it in any direction that you choose. And when you choose that direction, you'll have others that will come into your life to be of assistance to help you reach your goal.
And that is so true, because we need to, as I mentioned earlier, about being spirit-led. Being spirit-led has to do more with our spirituality than, as I coined the word, religionality. And I believe that spirituality is something that God has given us, part of that DNA, that divine natural ability, whereas religionality, we come into that after we are born, and we start learning from what man is teaching us and helping us to understand spiritually, biblically, from God's perspective, and how Jesus has shown us through his actions of how we are to lead our lives.
You have a caller?
And we have a caller. Thank you. We have a caller. So what we'll do is take the caller, and then we'll take a brief break, and then we'll come right back. So, caller? Hello?
Yes, good morning. Louise and
morning.
Ken, this is Paulette Wentz from Gardena. And can you hear me?
That's Gardena, California. Yes, we hear you very well, Paulette.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to share with the other.
Comment?
I have a comment. I wanted to share with the other listeners how I had the pleasure of having Easter dinner with you and your son and some other family members. Organic food. Kennon did the cooking. Very good. And you made that wonderful potato salad. And then you introduced me to apple cider vinegar with the mother. And I have felt so good since they're mentally and physically. I had open heart surgery last year, and I'm practicing what you preach. I was able to overcome that very quickly, and the doctors were amazed with me because of the attitude I had toward it all. So what you're saying is very, very true, and everyone should take note of it.
Wonderful.
Okay,
thanks
so much for having me on, Louise and Kennon.
Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
Thank you. One of the things that we want to do with this show is to bring information to a broad audience, not only about spirituality, but about health and wellness as well. The body temple is something that is being abused enough to where we have to start doing better with our physical selves as well as our spiritual selves. So I will be bringing, as the weeks go by, I will be bringing information on how we can not only have our spiritual selves lifted, but also enhance our physical selves as well.
And that is so true because, as you heard Paulette say about her open heart surgery, which was very serious, and we know that our body as a temple, we do tend to abuse our bodies, and we need to stop it because we're a drugged out society, and that's why we need to sharpen each other's tools and help each other. I'm 63 and I'm not on any medications, so and I believe that is through holistic. God given me the guidance to be spiritually led and to take care of my body that He has so graciously given me. So let's take the next caller.
Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello?
Hi, go ahead. Yes, hello, go ahead.
Hi, this is Norma from Carson.
Norma, how are you?
And I just wanted to call in. Excuse me. Can you hear me?
This is Carson, California, by the way. Carson, California. Go ahead, Norma. Yes.
Yes, I was just calling to say congratulations to you and Ken on launching your new radio talk show, and I'm so impressed and very, very happy to hear from you. Also, even the subject matter that you're bringing forth is sharpening the tool, and that is the one main tool is God's spirituality. That comes first with everything. We need that, and as Ken was talking about how the spirituality and how the brain and the heart works together, well, you know that God loves us. So with
Absolutely.
that, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come in. I apologize for my rat throat because I was just early this morning. But again, I want to say keep up the good work. Keep on keeping on with God and letting Him lead you and guide you. And Ken, I tell you, your gift is already there, my son. Take it and go forth with your mother. And also, with that, I'm going to say, God bless both of you.
Oh, thank you. And you know what Paulette said about that apple cider vinegar with the mother? That is really something that maybe you might think about since you're having that little throat problem, a little gargling. So Take care, and thanks a lot for the call in.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, again, the number is 1-800-970-8716. So if you'd like to call in, share a comment, or have a question for us. But before I go with that, sometimes we just need to sit silent. And I'd like to read a poem from you that was inspired by my son quickly that he wrote when I wrote the book, A Hill to Climb. And the poem is about sitting silent. It says, sitting silent as the night passes by, I sit quietly watching the night sky. The sun will rise at the dawn's arrival. I open my eyes one more day, survival. Sitting silent, my thoughts a quest to be nonviolent, humbleness at its best. And to the rest, clamorous I am not. Subtle signs of the wise, wisdom is taught. Sitting silent, yet still being heard. Closely the Lord listens to my every word. Listen, I speak from the heart. Know it to be true, but silently I sit with my volume on mute. So sometimes we do need to just sit silent and think about our gifts and our talents so that we can help others to hone their skills and help them to get a better understanding how to live in joy, peace, and prosperity, because God did not put us here on planet Earth to struggle. God has given us our gifts and talents. We just need to get aimed to purpose in order to have an understanding how we can use those elements of vision, hope, faith, knowledge, and by all means action to move our lives forward. And I'll let Ken have final thought, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Well, with quieting the mind, many people have heard of meditation. Many of you listening may even practice meditation, which is about quieting the mind, allowing your thoughts to free themselves of all the clutter that may be, the clutter that may be jumbled in the brain, and you're allowing yourself to release them, and therefore you have a clearness of yourself, and you can focus your thoughts on what it is that you want, and having a certain faith of knowing that you already have it. It's just a matter of acting upon that faith and knowing that it will be brought to you in due time. So quieting the mind is something that will be discussed more in the weeks to come.
And on faith is all about believing. This is Feel Good Talk Radio. This has been an awesome and powerful half hour, and I hope our listening audiences will join us again next week, worldwide, nationwide, and we look forward to you being aimed to purpose with Louise Hicks, my co-host, Kennon Wesley Mason, and remember, your power lies within you. Let it loose.